Bev again, and today I want to talk about commitment. Commitment to weight loss goals and fat loss goals. Now, if you take some weird, too good to be true route along the way, that's like expecting green lights all the way along the road, right? It ain't going to happen. You need all 5 of these in your approach to weight and fat loss. And the most important of all of these is commitment. But why is that? Well, I have to tell you, you are going to hit plateaus along the way. And interestingly, you're going to hit more plateaus the longer you are in the weight loss game. And that's because a healthy way to lose weight is to expect only a loss at the most of 1% body weight weekly. Okay? Now, obviously over time, as you begin to lose weight, 1% of your weight becomes a smaller number. So you're going to be losing less weight each week over time, but over that whole 6 months or a year that you're at it, it's going to be a lot of weight. It happened to me. I got a lot of plateaus along the way. When I started off at 165 pounds at 60 years old, and it took me 19 months to get down 40 pounds, right? Get my body fat percentage down to a healthy 23%. Now, when I was at about 140, 141, oh my God, I couldn't get my weight down. I was so frustrated. I seemed to be sitting there for weeks, but I was committed. I believed in the process. I wanted to continue. I didn't give up on my body. I allowed my body to catch up to me, okay? And so that was proof of my long-term commitment. Now, when I mention these 5 things, these 2, sleep and stress, if you don't get enough sleep, if you're stressed out, we all have stress, but if you don't control your reaction to stress, these 2 babies, they are what I would call sneaky backstabbers. They're saboteurs to your weight loss goals. And why is that? Because they play with your hormones. They're going to play with cortisol, with leptin, and with your fat-making enzymes. So they're going to put more fat at your waist. They're going to slow down your progress. You're not going to be as optimal. Now, you can just ignore these if you want. There are people who don't get enough sleep and who have stressful jobs, and they still exercise and diet and they still look okay, all right? But more optimally for them, if they control this, it would be better. So we're going to talk about these 3: exercise, diet, and infamous commitment. Now, exercise and diet. Right? People never talk about commitment. They talk about these, and they talk about them in percentages. Oh, exercise is the most important. It's 60% more important than anything else. Or the diet people. Oh no, it's all diet. It's at least 75% diet. You know what? I don't give a shit what you say those percentages are. If you're not committed, it doesn't really matter about these 2, okay? So if you make a New Year's Eve resolution, well, who can go to the gym now? It's COVID. But traditionally, as a personal trainer at a gym, let me tell you, all these New Year's Eve people come in January and, they're all committed, and they're gone in mid-February. Why? Because it's bloody hard working out. And they just don't have the commitment for the hard work, okay? Not going to work. Let's say you decide to diet in some way. Okay, if you're not committed to a good diet, none of this is going to work either, okay, long term. So you might get on a deprivation diet or a starvation diet. I mean, those kinds of diets, they can take a whack of fat off, even 60% fat loss, but they're going to chisel away at your muscle as well, and they can take as much as 40% of your muscle. And muscle, believe me, is a calorie burning tissue, and you don't want to lose it. It's easy to gain fat, it's hard to lose it, and it's hard to gain muscle and easy to lose it. So you want a nutrient dense diet. You want to be committed to it. You don't want to fall off the bandwagon in 1.5 months and start going with your food addictions and you're not organized about your food and whatever, okay? So, commitment. You have to stay the course. 6 to 12 months, depending on what your goals are. You have to let your body catch up to your, what you want to do, how much weight you want to lose. Your body is a biochemical unit. You have to be committed to it. You have to let it catch up to you. So you need intentional, muscle challenging exercise, 3 to 5 days a week, 1 hour a day. I'm not talking about doing household chores. I'm talking about intentional exercise. Do it for 6 to 12 months. You need to avoid calorie-dense foods. You need to eat nutrient-dense foods 90% of the week, and it'll be sustainable. You can cheat 10%, okay? Nobody's perfect. Now, I have to tell you as a personal trainer, when I train people, I only get about, and I think I'm a good trainer, but I only get 15 to 20% success rate, okay? So that means, out of 100 people, 15 to 20 people will do it. They'll stick to it, they'll eat well, they'll look great after 6 months, a year, whatever. But of those 15 to 20 people, out of that 100, 10% will stay over the long term. They'll be committed. They will have made what we call a lifestyle change, not a 2-month change, not a 6-month change, not a 12-month change, a lifestyle change. That's what I did. This is a lie. This is an old t-shirt. I'm actually 73. I stuck to the plan. I made a difference in my life. And you can do it too. I don't care how old you are. If I can do it in my early 60s, because I was committed to the process, so can you. What is holding you back? I have to tell you kind of a personal story, probably making this video too long, but when I was just before I turned 30, in fact, the night before I turned 30, many years ago, I was smoking a pack and a half a day, right? And my dad said to me, he used to call me Pooch. Pooch, you shouldn't be smoking that much. It's going to age you. It's going to give you lines here. Your skin's going to get yellow. And I'm like, what? Whoa! I just gave it up overnight. That was it. I just stopped. That was commitment to what? My vanity. Okay? And then when I was 60, the reason I went into a gym for the first time is I couldn't buy any nice clothes, right? I had no waistline. I wanted to look good. Vanity. And when I went in the gym, this young girl, really cute little girl, muscular and everything, and she's filling out the questionnaire, and she says, so why did you come into the gym? Why do you want to exercise? And I said, well, vanity. And she's, I can't write that down. That's not a good reason. And so it was my reason, but she didn't like that reason. So she said, no, you have to give me a different reason. I said, okay, then I want to lower my blood pressure and get off the pills, which, by the way, I did, and get off blood pressure pills. Okay, that's a good one. I can write that down. But my point is, you have to have your own reason. Not that girl is telling me what my reason is. No, my reason was vanity. I don't care what reason you have. I don't care if it's a good reason or a bad reason. If it keeps you committed to the long term, it's a good reason. It can't be a reason from your spouse, from your kid, from your friend, from your doctor. It has to come from you, and it has to keep you in the game long term. It has to change your lifestyle. Just do it. Do it. Okay, see you in the next video.